Welcome to the RIPPAVERSE. What the hell am I talking about? Let's find out. Welcome back to the Manosphere Paradigm, the channel where we learn to level up in health, wealth, relationships, and hobbies. Today, as you can see, I am talking about, and I'd like to talk about something that I've been seeing in the entertainment arena, or at least specifically in the book scene. An exciting development with a independent creator that has gone ahead and come up with his own antidote, I would say, to this all these issues we've been having when it comes to all this woke and identity ideology that's been infiltrating movies, series, and basically taking away the complete entertainment value of it, and forcing an agenda down our throats. Um, so I'm pretty stoked about this. I'm talking about one of or at least one of the big YouTube content creators out there. His name is Young Ripper, and what he's done is he's basically gone and created his own comic book, or at least his own Rippaverse, which is his own superhero type of universe that is created, and he's created it basically as a alternative to the crap we've been fed by Marvel, by the DC studios, and like I said, when it comes to the woke identity politics, where the story mostly suffers. One of the things um, I spoke about it in my last video, where I spoke about from the iconic to the comic. It's where I spoke in this video about how I am missing those old school movies, and the the thumbnail itself, you can see I contrasted a movie like Rocky, Scarface, The Matrix, and again something like Shrek, as well as the Moon Knight. You know, like I said, a lot of the movies back in the day had a good story. You could basically get to a point where you can identify with the character, you can identify maybe with the struggle that he's going through, and what basically left you inspired and left you motivated when you left the movie theater was that you got to see him overcome, go through adversity, and at the end of the day come through with a great lesson and a moral of the story, at least. When it comes to today's movies, like I said, and I'm gonna keep on saying it, is all about shoving through down the agenda down our throats. Whether it comes to whatever agenda, whether it comes to ABC, LMNOP, like Dave Chappelle calls it, and also when it comes to making sure that we continue to partake in that victim Olympics. That is a lot of these things. If you start seeing the Matrix for what it is, if you start seeing social engineering for what it is, and basically look at things through a RP lens, you start to identify a lot of the things and the way they go about it when it comes to marketing. Me, myself, being within the YouTube sphere and seeing how things is done, understanding how to better create content, how to understand how to grab the audience attention, all the things that I've learned, and also how to market when it comes to some people at times getting away and pushing a lot of clickbait on people and frustrating them when they click on it. But I've learned to not do that to an extent, to grab your attention, but at the same time to have it be authentic, for you coming through and clicking through on the video and seeing exactly what I'm talking about related to what the thumbnail is saying. So when it comes to um, the news that I've been speaking about, this is a content creator called Young Ripper 59. What he's done, and on his channel, you can go check it out. He has created a lot of content where he talks about, him himself enjoying the comic scene, understanding, what it takes to put together a series and comic series like this. When it comes to the Rippaverse, he's been extensively, and you look at his channel, You're talking about, what is this? Where's his channel? 2007. 2007, he's been creating content, talking about comics, talking about movies, and basically sharing his passion with everyone else. But like all of us, he's identified and seen a lot of the bull crap that politics plays, and also how it infiltrates our entertainment, how certain agendas are being pushed through to us by the movies that we are watching. And if you're not aware of it, you basically will be following blindly and being the sheep that they would want you to be. You will continue to take in the subtle messages that you're giving, but you need to be aware of it. And what he has been doing is, I can see on his channel, and I've been enjoying it for almost 6 months now. And when I heard about this news that he's gotten to a point of, instead of complaining about the issues that when it comes to the movies, seeing how woke they get and trying to give us something to basically buy into, he's gone to the point of saying, you know what, I'm done with complaining. I am basically going to create an alternative. I'm going to use, and basically what he did is he used his own money, and he's gone in a space of, what is that, 6 days. He's gone to, a day ago, that is basically in 6 days, he's gone to raising, at least within a week, he's reached 6 days ago, he reached the $1 million milestone. And then a day ago, he's reached the, what is that, 2.2 million. He's reached when it comes to the funds that he would basically not need to do and create the actual comic. He's used his own money, he's invested in himself, and he's taken on the giant, which is Warner Brothers as well as Disney. So for me, this is definitely David versus Goliath, and I love it because the story itself has become so organic. He said it a couple of times in his video. It's a lot of people is supporting him. A lot of people is jumping on board, going to his site and basically purchasing the comic itself, so that they can get a copy on it when it comes to the 1st of August, I believe, is when it's going to be released. For me, when it comes to Young Ripper's story, his real name is Eric July. You can go check him out. I've gone to his to the Rippaverse as well, to check out what he talks about when it comes to what the Rippaverse is about. But just the end of what I was the previous thought is that I love the David versus Goliath. He has basically taken on a giant, and he has reached this type of success within 7 days. Now, there's other people, there's other guys that has created the same type of independent type of thing, and a lot of guys within the African American community. There's guys that has created their own comic books as well, where it is black owned, and those kind of approach that they've gone in taking it. He's gone the approach of, I'm basically creating a comic and it's for everyone. It is not black this, it's not white this, it's just a awesome universe, Rippaverse, that I've created, and I want people to come and enjoy the story. And one of the big things that I love about the way he's approaching this is in the video that he talks about where he launched this, I would say a week ago. He talks about where they would return to law, and law is LORE, and all that it is basically returning to the depth of a story. Let me actually go, while I have you guys there, let's go and go check out law meaning, so I don't talk through my neck. Law comic. I'm doing this on the fly in the video, no editing. This is law mean. What does law mean in comics? There we go. So, what is law? In relationship to creating comics, it's the practice of giving depth to the setting that your story is placed in. It's proof that the world that your characters live in is vibrant and alive, that it has existed before and will continue well after your characters and their story have long passed. Now, I think that's definitely him throwing some shots when it comes to this whole multiverse, universe. You don't know what verse, if it's in the past, in the future. You can obviously make reference to the past and to the future, but the way they shapeshift and travel within this new Marvel type of setting, it was entertaining to us for a while, and it's now gotten to the point of being completely ridiculous and confusing. So for me, I enjoy basically the type of Batman, um, Batman setting where it's in Gotham City. You're getting to know the characters. You're getting to know his adversaries like the Joker, the Riddler, and all the other type of nemesis, the guys that he basically fights against. For me, that whole city and how the other characters develop and how they basically live within that city and how he, as the hero, basically does what he do what he does and goes out, saves the day, and maintains law and order within his city. That is pretty simple, and there's a lot of depth and badass, I would say badass type of scenarios that you or situations that the main character can find themselves in, and basically be the hero at the end of the day. I enjoy movies. I enjoy just a good old fashioned story. One of the big movies that came out recently was the sequel to Top Gun, which is Maverick. And I thoroughly enjoyed it because it took me back to when I was a kid, and where you had the dude that was the main dude, and he's the guy that's going through his issues. He's working through the whatever issues he has to deal with. He works through it, he overcomes and comes through on the other end. Then he needs to step onto the big stage and needs to perform. He needs to save the day and needs to come to everyone's rescue and basically be the man that everyone can depend on, and everyone can know that, you know what, he's going to come through for us. So for me, I definitely enjoy that. So just returning back to the Rippaverse, his code of ethics is pretty simple. That is his main character. His character is called ISOM. Um, and it's basically just going through what he says. The Rippaverse ethic. This comic book company was not created at random. Our founder had been rooted in the culture of American comic books since he was a youngster, and being a creative in the industry was always a dream of his. But the unfortunate state of the industry gave him the push that he needed to give it a shot. We've seen what works. We've certainly seen what not to do. Rippaverse Comics is the product of comic book guy that still believes the magic of the culture. With that being said, we are guided by a set of principles that remain staple of this company. Respect the customer. If you check out how Disney has been treating, and the Star Wars creators, or it needs not the creators, the people that's currently running the franchise has been treating their fans on Twitter, it is completely unacceptable where they are if getting very constructive criticism from people that love the franchise, and they basically label the people as being racist and label them as being alt-right or whatever else because they don't like what they got to say. So, you know what? This, to me, respecting the customer, respecting the fact that they have invested when it comes to their, just invested in enjoying your franchise. They want to see more and they will always support that. But if you're going to cut off and basically disrespect your customers, that for me doesn't cut it. Another thing is canon continuity. Our aspirations extend far beyond having a couple of characters or series or vast universe that is ever spanning is what we hope to accomplish. This is something that has long been intriguing about modern American comics, but it has become a lost art. So he's just basically going to me, to a certain extent, is going back to the basics. And you can go check out his story. It's at rippaverse.com. I'm definitely going to get me the ISOM. Let me go into the ISOM campaign. There you can see he's raised so far $2.5 million and he's going strong. He's further on. He's got the story. He's got the campaign items. He's got the, you can check out there, look at the cool cover of ISOM. That's the main character in the story, in the book that is coming out, the comic book that's coming out. You know what? He's just taken a huge risk and he's invested in himself, and he's taken on the giant like Marvel and DC, and he said, you know what, the hell with it. I am sick and tired of being just force fed this nonsense, and I'm sick and tired of complaining about it. I'm going to do something about it. For me, I respect that, and I respect that he basically has taken on the giants. He said to himself, I am not going to just sit by on the sidelines and constantly complaining. I'm going to do about it. And for me, as a man within the manosphere that is contributing with creating content to encourage men and to give them the tools so that they can do better. One of the lessons I can take out of this is you need to be willing to invest in yourself, put in that time and effort, in basically getting to a point of stop with the complaining and get to start building. Rolo Tomasi, shout out to him. He said it. Stop complaining and start building. And you know what, Eric July, aka Young Ripper, I respect what you are doing. I respect that you have taken on the Goliath, and you as David, we all know the story. We all know how it's going to end. You are definitely going to overcome because you've got all the support of your fans, and looking at the amount of money that you've raised in such a short period of time, you have broken a lot of records, and I wish you all the best in continuing this trend. And I mean, you know the industry best, you know what to look out for, and you've come out guns blazing, and I respect you for that. So go check out Young Ripper, Eric July, his RIPPAVERSE, where he's introduced his first character. He's called ISOM. He's releasing his comic books, and he mentioned in the intro video that he has on his channel that he wants to see in the coming years, obviously the platform growing, where he can introduce animated movies, and also obviously get to the point of introducing feature films. I'm excited for that, and I am definitely rooting for him and saying, you know what, well done, son. You are doing a great job. You're the man, and I'll definitely support you. So go check it out. Go check out the RIPPAVERSE. Some big things coming through over there. And for me, again, it's just another lesson to us in the manosphere. Continue believing in yourself. Do not fall back. Do not stay quiet and accept what is being forced upon you. Stand up, make your voice heard, and invest in yourself and push yourself to get to this type of level where you're taking on the giants. You know what? You cannot be the best if you do not beat the best. So, RIPPAVERSE, there you go. I want you to go check it out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. I'm out.